My name is Rendi, and welcome to my level 3 1 of 1 series. We have a lot to go through in today's video: strategy, overcoming the near impossible once again, and all at 3 combat being the lowest in the game. This level 3 skiller I've been progressing on now for about a year, has many 1 of 1 accomplishments, or some things that less than a handful of people have done in this entire game. I'm not going to go over all of them because it would take a long time, but if you want to check out the playlist below, there's an entire detailed explanation for every single achievement this account has. Today we're going to be going for more unorthodox combat achievements. The combat task I want to take on today is one that no other level 3 currently has in the game. There's been some 10 HPers that have done this task through, I don't know if they're the same means, but today we're going to be the first level 3 to complete this combat achievement, as one of the goals for this account is just completionist and to be able to complete every combat achievement possible as a level 3 combat skiller. The combat achievement for today involves Scurrius by making myself invincible to Scurrius. And to be fair, I've done most of the combat achievements already for this boss. I'm just missing one that possibly had the potential to be done that I never completed, and that was killing 6 of Scurrius's low-level minion rats in a matter of only 3 seconds. With a normal account, this is typically done by just simply clicking 6 rats consecutively every 2 ticks as you kill these quickly, sometimes with a rat-bane weapon or even just knives. Now, when you attack these minions, you automatically hit your max hit on them and kill them instantly. The problem with this, though, as a level 3 is they have 15 hit points and you get the full XP when you kill these monsters. So I don't want to get, potentially 500 plus XP in a stat, or I'll literally ruin my entire account. I need to find a way to kill these rat minions all without getting combat XP, as well as make them fall to the ground in less than 3 seconds, coinciding with each other. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel. There's also a join button down by the subscription button where you can join my channel for only 99 cents, which greatly helps me out and doesn't have to have me rely as much on sponsors in the future. So actually, yes, the Scurrius minions were going to be more difficult to kill than Scurrius itself for my level 3 account, because once again, I've already killed Scurrius a handful of times. I've got the kill count combat achievement task already on this level 3 for this, but I do not have this minion task. So when I went about this a few months ago, I was just getting destroyed. I was getting destroyed by room damage while trying to hold the aggro of the minions at the same time, while having someone try and take care of Scurrius at the same time, as well as Scurrius is just going to focus everyone in the room. So there were very many variables with this task to overcome. I originally tried to do this myself a few months ago with multiple Retribution alts. The plan was to get Poison Dynamite, which doesn't give XP, light a 1 to 4 damage on each of the rat minions and hope that I did not poison them, and then come in on the Retribution accounts and die all at the same time. I have to make sure all the Retribution alts would die at the same time, which is very difficult to do, especially as one person controlling 10 accounts, and different variables such as different forms of room damage coming in, and different rat damage, different Scurrius damage hitting all these accounts at different intervals of time. I could lower my HP, but I could never guarantee that all these Retribution accounts would die at the same time. As well, it was just hard enough to get the Poison Dynamite off in the level 3 while controlling so many accounts, and I would basically have to pizza to Guthick's Rest to make sure Scurrius didn't destroy me and one-hit me every single time, as well as avoid all the room damage while getting stalled, while lighting dynamite, and then hoping the dynamite as well didn't trigger a poison on the rats and mess everything up. Because if I poisoned one of the rats, that one would die sooner than the rest, meaning they wouldn't all die within the 3-second range of each other. So there was actually a huge breakthrough that allowed for me to come back to this task, and that was I found a way to make one account technically invincible to Scurrius. And you might ask, how did you do this? Well, if you notice, when you first come into the Scurrius room, you are invincible for about 2 ticks before he starts doing damage. The room AoE damage won't hit you, he won't hit you, he'll do the animation, and the room will do the animation, but neither of these will actually cause damage to you. So I was wondering if this was a low priority kind of invincibility effect to the room, and if it was, maybe I could interface it as soon as I got into the room and hold that invincibility. And in fact, by experimenting with this idea, you can do that. By placing a stackable interface while going into the fade-in of entering the room, you then hold the invincibility damage behind the interface, and as long as you don't remove that interface, Scurrius is not going to hit the account with the interface, as well as the room damage is not going to hit the account with the interface. So yeah, I could get one alt in the room, hold up the interface and prioritize Scurrius's damage as well as the room damage on that alt, which is now invincible. I couldn't attack Scurrius on the alt that's invincible, but it was going to stand there kind of as bait for Scurrius. Unfortunately, the room damage would still come onto any alt that entered the room without that interfaced invincibility. At this point, interface walking, as I currently knew it, was fixed. There are ways around this, but it's too complicated to get into, and I would rather just deal with the floor damage on other accounts now entering the room from here on out. At this point, before even taking the invincibility account into the room as well, I decided to take Scurrius down and get his 6 rat minions spawned up and take the aggression of those minions. I would not want the aggression to be on the invincibility account because even though the account is invincible to Scurrius and the room damage, it's not invincible to the rat minions. So now that I could hold Scurrius's aggression on the invincible account, I would go ahead and bring a few more accounts into the room. Initially, I would just try to bring one account into the room, and this account would then run past Scurrius. If Scurrius took aggro on this account, which was probably a 50-50 shot, I would run back out of the gate and just hope on my next re-entry after a few second cooldown that Scurrius would stay on the account that has the invincibility. I would then try again and again and again until finally I was able to get past Scurrius and run east. So I would want the aggression now on this new account that comes back into the room, and I would do this by lining everything up, and then the few rats that didn't stay on me whenever running past Scurrius, I would go ahead and throw like a curse or a spell that doesn't do damage to grab the aggression of the rats. Now I can't use a cursed goblin hammer. Normally a cursed goblin hammer is like a splash melee weapon because no matter what, you're going to hit zeros with it because you're negative 64 crush bonus. But weirdly enough, on these minions, if you use a cursed goblin hammer or anything like that, you will still hit a 10 and one hit these NPCs. Same if I were to use the cursed goblin hammer on my level 3, I would basically fail it. Even though I'm only supposed to hit a 0 with a cursed goblin hammer, I would still hit a 15 and get tons of combat XP. So to avoid killing the rats, I would grab aggression once again by using curses and stuns and things like that that never do any damage. Then I would pull the rats to the corner of the room. Now what I wanted to do from here on my first few attempts was to go ahead and stack the rats up in a 2x2 area. So then I would come in with the level 3, get that 50-50 chance of going past the invincibility account with Scurrius, hope that I made it to the other side of the room without triggering Scurrius's aggression, and then the plan was to throw dynamite on these rats that would be stacked up, which I actually found it very hard to stack these rats, but I did manage to do so with even a second alt coming in and running back and forth over and over again while just tanking damage across multiple accounts with the floor damage, as the main can't really move once these rats are stacked up. I needed these rats actually stacked up because they would be aggressed towards the main. So when I would come in with the level 3 and use poison dynamite on them because they were already attacking an account, they wouldn't switch aggression to the level 3. And if they did switch aggression to the level 3, well, that's a problem because then the main can't recoil these rats down and kill them all around the same time with a retribution death. So the plan was to, yes, poison dynamite these 6 rats that were now stacked in a 2x2 area around the main, sitting in the corner with the help of another main, and I would just hope that none of the 6 rats get the 1 in 4 dynamite chance of poison, so they could all then get recoiled at the same time by the main, and eventually run near the southwest corner of these 2 piles of rats and retribution them on the main with a decent prayer level to finish them off hopefully at the same time, which was also an RNG check because retribution can even hit zeros at times and not finish off just one of the 6 rats, and it would fail the task. So there were a lot of constraints that had to come into play to make this possible, and some of them are RNG based, such as me not getting once again that 1 in 4 poison chance on every single dynamite, and then as well me getting that lucky retribution hit on all 6 of the rats at the same time towards the end of their death. As some of these also I could not recoil down to specifically 1 HP because it was dependent on what they would hit my main, and some of them would hit my main more than others, meaning all of their HP would be a little bit different from one another. So I spent hours trying to attempt this because I had to get lucky. I had to make sure I didn't die in any of my accounts, avoid room damage on my level 3, out-eat the room damage on my higher main accounts, and all of this was just RNG dependent at the end of the day as well, making it extremely frustrating. Although I did find the initial way to get Scurrius off the level 3, it still was just a very much so difficult task to do on my own. Besides all of this, I probably could have done this on my own eventually, but the main problem I found out to be was once you stack a 2x2 NPC next to another one, and if they both had the same stack, well, you would have one of the rats in the pile actually disappear. So I wouldn't be able to use poison dynamite on the level 3 on all 6 rats, only 5 of them, because if I right clicked visibly on my client, I could only see 5 rats even though there was 6 there, and I would need to keep them still all in this place and all aggro to the main so they wouldn't switch onto my level 3 and so that I could recoil them on my main. So this was just a weird paradox in itself, and yeah, if you stack the rats too close to one another, well, you can't even see all of them and you can't therefore use poison dynamite on all of them or attack all of them on the level 3. Now, why all this was possible is because you could use recoil damage, and that's neutral damage, whereas poison dynamite is real damage, and real damage is what counts towards a kill credit. So if I was to get real damage off from the level 3 onto the rats, then finish them off with retribution and recoil damage, I would still get the kill credit on my level 3. I would just once again have to make sure that all these rat minions died around the same time or within 3 seconds of one another based on their death animation. In this room, it's going to be filled to the brim with rats. You know what's not filled with rats though? Computer towers. Apex Gaming PCs has partnered with me for today's video, and if you're looking for a new build to play some RuneScape on, I would suggest the starter Apex Bronze PC. For a few Rune-like clients, it's literally all you need. We play RuneScape, people. This PC is extremely affordable and has some decent specs to it for its price line. Looking for something a little better? Apex Gaming PCs also has the Streamer Plus, and so many different builds and customizations you can choose between. So if you're in the market for a new PC, check out the link below. Use my code Rendi for a 3% off discount site-wide. And thanks again to Apex Gaming PCs for partnering with me in today's video. So because I couldn't even right click to attack all the rats on my level 3 for this task, I had to call upon at least one friend to help me out so we could possibly separate the rats into 2 different distinct piles, therefore not causing this graphical glitch. That was a glitch actually working against me, by the way, not helping me in the slightest. So I called upon one of my friends who you might know already. His name is Scurrius in game, like that's actually his RuneScape name. So he is the proper person to call on for help for a Scurrius task, I would imagine. So I would set everything up the same, but take the rats to the opposite corner and have him then take a pile of the rats with once again body spells like curses or stuns to him to separate them out into 2 separate piles so I could right click all of them. But even with all this, we still had to overcome the constraints of the 1 in 4 poison chance and the possibility that retribution wasn't going to be enough on these 2 piles of rats to kill them all, being 6 of them around the same time. We worked past one of these issues with just the 2 of us, which was to get the maximum amount of rats actually spawn in the room, which is 9, not 6. And this is possible if you get the first rat spawn, kill 3 out of the 6 of them, and then continue on into the final rat spawn when the boss is lower health. So that equates for 9 total possible rats that can be poison dynamited. And therefore, even if I did get the 1 in 4 poison chance on some of them and killed some of them early, I still only had to retain 6 of the 9 rats in the room for retribution damage and to be killed at the same time by myself and Scurrius. Even with all this, an Invincible account, 2 people, and all of these ways to problem solve and overcome our issues, it was still not enough. We had to recruit some more people.
Oh, wrong account. It is kind of confusing.
We can do this.
This is gonna be so hard with this 4 fucking mechanic too.
About to die on this account, bro. I got no food either.
Oh fuck.
And I just died on my level 3.
Oh fuck it.
Does it matter? Do I even need to be in the room?
Oh, he fucking goddamn janked me. We need friends. There's no way we're doing this with just us. We need
You don't think?
No, there's no fucking way.
I don't have friends, bro.
Basically, we have to spawn all 9 of them, and we got to get people on them all.
And if you watch my recent video, some of the people I decided to recruit were applicants that had sent me DMs to become my personal RuneScape slaves. To my surprise, a lot of these applicants actually answered instantly because, well, one of my qualifications was they had to be unemployed, and we had 2 of these people come help me and Scurrius quite literally instantly. We sent them the information that they needed bruised, they were going to be taking a lot of floor damage, and they needed stun or curse spells to grab aggro for the rats. Once again, I would grab invincibility on the invincibility account with the interface, then I would go into the room on my main account, use curse spells, and grab the aggression of all 9 rats now that Scurrius had summoned by using that 6 to 9 rat method we earlier talked about. And from here, once I had all 9 rats in the corner, I would then tell them one at a time to come in and then stun and curse 2 rats at a time. So we had 4 total people, including my main, with piles of 2, making 8 rats, and finally 1 rat safe spotted at the end just in case we needed that 9th rat to kill because of the chance of my level 3 poisoning the other rats. So we would command them one at a time to run past my alt that was invincible with Scurrius, and if they grabbed aggression, they would then go back to the door, possibly wait there and then run south and then back to the corner where I was, or just exit and come back after the cooldown to make sure we did not mess up Scurrius. It actually was very easy to mess up Scurrius's aggression if you didn't run properly back to the gate, get it on the invincible account, and then wait for it to actually hit that. And it could mess everything up, which did happen several times. We also had one slave that just couldn't follow orders. Now, he was unemployed and he was on 30 hours a day, but he didn't know his directions, I think because he was delirious and he hadn't slept for 30 hours. He even told us this, and for about 30 minutes we were trying to tell him that he needed to be near the southwest tile of 2 rats in order to trigger Retribution, because that's how Retribution works. You have to be near the true tiles of the NPCs to hit on them. So these 2x2 groups of rats that each person would gather, they would have to stand in a formation where the rats were diagonal of them, both northeast and southeast, so their true tiles would still be touching the account that's prepared to die with Retribution to finally trigger the death of all the rats at the same time.
Failure.
Nah, it's the other way. So you're on the north. You got to go on the southwest.
With them, one of them on your north, one of them on your east. So like run up here.
Take your recoil off.
Yeah.
So you're on the southeast.
You're on
the
the
southwest.
on the southwest.
This.
No, like one has to be to the right and one has to be to the...
If you have NPC highlight, you can highlight their southwest tile. It's helpful.
This good now, right?
No, you're...
Fuck
Are you
off,
fucking with us?
No, this is good now, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Bro, you have insomnia?
No.
I would then come on the level 3, which I would just hope would not grab Scurrius' aggression as well, run past it to the east, try and survive at the same time on my side account, chugging brews to the floor damage, as well as then range pot and poison dynamite with my range gear, each of the minions, hoping that I did not poison them, as well hoping typically for more like a 2 to a 4 hit, 4 being the max hit of dynamite instead of a 1 hit, because there is a chance the rat minions can regen to full HP, then the kill credit won't be counted towards me. After going across the entire room and across our 4 groups of people, including myself on another alt, I would keep trying to spam dynamite if I hit a 1 before they put their recoils on, and I would command the slaves as well as Scurrius and my alt to go ahead and equip recoil or echo boots the second that I saw both of the rats damaged around each person. Because there were so many people, this was much easier to dictate tasks, and it allowed for people to not mess up recoil rings and start hitting the rats before I even hit it with poison dynamite. There were a few fringe cases where I actually did hit a 1 with poison dynamite and likely one of the rats regened before the recoil took effect, and we thought at one point we had gotten the task by Retribution all at the same time, but unfortunately it didn't register, probably because one of the rats I hit a 1 on regened right before one of the slaves put on a recoil ring.
We can wait for this fall, and then we can send it.
Yeah, send it. How did 4 live?
What?
I didn't have my retribution on. Oh my god.
I'm throwing on Retribution.
Wait, hold
too.
on.
Wait, what?
We're getting slammed. We're getting slammed.
Okay.
All right, now we're good.
All right, now eat.
Hurry up. Go.
Oh, I just didn't
Come
take
on.
damage.
Come on.
Yes. I.
Go.
Oh, is that it?
I think we got it.
We'll find out. Nope. I bet
What?
one of them. I
What?
bet one of them like regen as I hit a 1 or some shit.
All right, we ready?
Just go. Go.
3, 2.
Go.
All right, go.
Dang.
I got my. Oh, one of yours stayed alive.
Oh my gosh. No.
Really?
God.
All of this still took a little bit of luck as well as a lot of precision across the board from 4 people, including myself, now on 3 accounts. If someone saw that one of the rats died to poison from my level 3's poison dynamite, they would simply try and stun the other rat in the corner of the room that was safe spotted to grab aggression and pull it towards themselves and use that 9th rat, which was a backup, to then get more groups of 2 of 2. A lot of the time, many of the rats died to poison and left us only with 6 or 7, but once again, we only needed to kill 6 at a time. There were a few more failed attempts where Retribution once again didn't finish off the rat's HP, would hit a 0 on some of them, and we couldn't kill all 6 at the same time. But finally, after hours and days of attempts and switching some of the slaves out who had not slept for long periods of time for better ones, we did get everything in order and in check. This is kind of what it looked like and how it all went down. Scurrius goes in and summons 2 sets of rats, killing 3 of the first set, holding 9 total then, where we only have to kill 6 for this combat achievement. From here, he would leave the room. I would then come in on my main account with tons of brews, as well as curse spells, and curse all 9 of the rats towards the corner of the room. And I would come in on my alt, and this would be the alt holding the interface and the invincibility effect behind it while grabbing the aggro of Scurrius. We would then have each of them come in one at a time past Scurrius, running back if they accidentally grabbed his aggression, and then re-entering if need be, to then run to my side of the room with the rats, where they would then pull the aggression of 2 of the rats with something like a stun spell, so they did not kill them on their attempts for aggression. After the other 3 grab 2 by 2 areas of rats, I would then attempt to run in on my level 3 once again, hoping I did not grab Scurrius's aggression, and therefore run to the other side of the wall to go ahead and avoid room damage, as well as range pot and dynamite in a row as many of those rats as possible.
Kill Jad, but can't handle a fucking rat.
Holy shit, my ult's about to fucking die. Okay, just throw it on, check it on.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. As soon as I would dynamite 2 rats standing near one person on their southwest tile, they would switch into the ring of recoil and start lowering the rat minion's HP until at least one of the rats was about to die. Now both rats once again won't go down at the exact same rate, but both will get to a relatively low hit point level. They'll take off the ring of recoil at that point and then wait for everyone else to get in line.
Alright, let's snatch this one out real fast. Got it.
Nice.
Finally, towards the end of the kill, we're going to use rock cakes as well as orbs to lower our HP on all of the main accounts after waiting for the floor damage phase to pass for a little bit of time. This is because floor damage killing the accounts actually doesn't trigger Retribution. Is everyone's even recoiled down?
Yep, I got mine all recoiled down.
So we had to kind of hope, as well as another factor of RNG, that Retribution wasn't procced during the floor phase of Scurrius, which happened several times, and therefore didn't allow for this 6 rat combat achievement kill. So once we lowered our HP, we switched to Retribution, and now rat damage with Protect Melee went from 1 to 4 max hits, meaning the rats would typically kill us because our HP was so low on the mains, or we would start using Araxite Venom Sacs, which also do trigger Retribution. Finally, after several attempts, several failed Retribution hits, as well as failed aggression of Scurrius, death on the level 3 to floor damage, missed regenerated hits, some failed poison damage, we did kill 6 of the 9 rats within 3 seconds of one another, and finally this task was over.
Breaking 4 tiles.
All right, go.
All right, Retribution on. Retribution on. This should be it.
Got it?
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was only a 2-point combat achievement task, but once again on this level 3, I'm trying to do the borderline impossible and just complete every single thing I can when it comes to combat achievements. So, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a positive comment, subscribe to the channel, or even join. And I'll see you all again very shortly. I have many videos in the editor right now that I'm working on, and I appreciate you coming on this journey. I'll see you all again in less than a week.